Good afternoon, students and families. This is Mr. Pauly. I wanted to take a few minutes here this afternoon to explain our inclement weather plan in case school buildings are closed or delayed, a delayed start in the morning based on the weather. If we have a school delay or a closure, specifically if we have a school closure, we would then make that day an e-learning day. And it's very similar to our distance learning days. We would follow the same schedule that we follow on Fridays, a period 1 through a period 7, from 8:30 in the morning till 12 o'clock. If it's a day where you were planning on being in person, so for an A-day students, if it was a Monday or a Friday, that's your in-person instruction day, you would have been in person. So you would go through your schedule just like you do on Fridays. For Tuesday and Thursday B-day students, if the inclement weather day was on a Tuesday or Thursday, this would be you. You would just follow your schedule the way it typically is on Friday. The teachers will provide the lesson that they would have provided if you had been in person that day. It'll just be a bit reduced. For students that would have been distance learning on those days, for example, if an inclement weather day was on a Monday, for B group students, you would still follow your distance learning lesson. You would attend, if you needed to, your teacher's distance learning period based on this schedule. So if I'm a 6th grade student, any 6th grade student that was distance learning for that day or planned to be distance learning for that day would be able to access Mr. Goetz's Google Meets during period 2, which would be 9 to 9:25. All of the distance learning lessons would still be in your Google Classrooms for that day, and they would be recorded. Okay, so if school was closed for the day, everybody follows this schedule. For the kids that would have been in person, you go through every one of your periods. For the students that would have been distance learning that day, you access these classes according to these periods just like you would any other day, and your classes and your lessons will be recorded and in Google Classroom. On 2-hour late start days, if we have school 2 hours late, instead of an 8:15 start, we would have a 10:15 start. In-person students would follow this schedule. Lunches would be a little different. We'd have 20-minute lunches and no recess, and that's okay. So this would be the schedule for 2-hour late starts for students in the building. If you're a student that happens to be distance learning that day, you still have access to your teachers for those distance learning instructions, but the times for period 2, period 4, period 5, etc. match up with the times in this new 2-hour late start schedule, if that makes sense. That's really it. In a perfect world, we won't have any bad weather, and we'll be in school every day that we're supposed to be. But just in case we have a weather situation where we cannot have school in the building or we need to start late, this is what we would be doing. Thank you.